and that is the commissioner of Next Level Grappling and Entertainment. As Next Level Grappling and Entertainment showcase match was a huge success. I'm glad you had fun.
I'm glad you had the water bottle.
What? He's cuddly. He's like a kitten. But back to RWA action here.
And speaking of cuddly and like a kitten, oh wait.
Here comes the Irish Warrior. And Miss Lynn is taking the microphone. Not going to make eye contact. Miss Lynn does not look like she's happy. And Miss Lynn has something that she wants her warrior to say. Actually, the warrior has something to say.
Where is Ronnie Ribs? Where could he be?
The Irish Warrior challenged Ronnie Ribs a couple of weeks ago.
Ronnie Ribs is proving to all of you that he is nothing but a big fat
Now wait a minute. It's Frank the Crank. Now Frank the Crank used to grow up with Ronnie Ribs. And Frank the Crank, I think, he's got the microphone. Frank the Crank is gonna, oh, he's got something to say. The RWA rookie.
In case you don't know who I am, my name's Frank the Crank. Now you may know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. For weeks I've been hearing you run that ugly mug of yours. Pull out Ronnie Ribs. Let me clue you in on something. Me and Ronnie Ribs grew up together. We're very close friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing you call him out week after week when you know he cannot be here due to personal matters. So you know what? What? You want to fight? Yeah! Let's get a referee out here and you can fight me!
Frank the Crank just challenged the Irish Warrior. And I think this is gonna happen, JJ. This crowd is hot for Frank the Crank. Hey, if you want to defend your buddy, go for it, Frank. I wish you the best of luck.
Maybe the fans will help him out.
You didn't say what you thought of the Next Level Grappling and Entertainment showcase match.
I believe I did say what I thought of it.
There's the bell. Frank the Crank and the Irish Warrior.
I thought I was pretty clear with my thoughts of the Next Level match. When I said that when it comes down to it, they're all father.
Irish Warrior muscling Frank the Crank right back into his own corner.
Now the Irish Warrior is a man who gets it. He gets my message. Before we even started spreading our message, the Irish Warrior was just a man who understood. And I can respect him. Frank the Crank, on the other hand, yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's strong. But you keep relying on the fans, and they're going to fail you.
Now, Frank was just told by the Irish Warrior that Irish Warrior is the RWA big man. Both men lock up again. And Frank backs the Irish Warrior up into the corner and throws the Irish Warrior across the ring. Both men look like they're going to lock up again. Irish Warrior with the side headlock. You wouldn't expect technical wrestling from these two.
Well, they're not used to the technical. You're not used to seeing technical wrestling from these guys because they're so big that they don't need to wrestle. They're just so strong.
Irish Warrior just ran right into Frank the Crank and nobody budged. Frank doesn't budge again. And now, well, there's another rookie mistake by Frank the Crank. Big chop by the Irish Warrior. And now Frank's going to go flying. Clothesline that doesn't take down Frank the Crank. Warrior with a big elbow. It takes down
a big
rookie.
A big elbow with a ton of aggression behind it.
One. And Frank the Crank kicks out at 1.5. Forearms to the head of Frank the Crank. Irish Warrior is now just toying with the friend, the childhood friend, Ronnie Ribs. Warrior is angry. Wants Ronnie Ribs. And with a knee drop to Frank the Crank, 1, and Frank kicks out at 1 again. Miss Lynn is asking the referee if he can count above 1, because it's very rare that anybody kicks out of anything of the Irish Warriors, let alone at 1. Frank the Crank goes to Irish Whip. Warrior caught. Frank again with the Irish Whip. And a big clothesline takes down the Irish Warrior. Here's a cover. 1, 2. The Irish Warrior kicked out at 2. Now Frank is trying to build a little bit of momentum. Gut checks to the Irish Warrior in the corner. And I'm sure you would think that what Frank the Crank is doing, trying to get the crowd behind him, is probably a very bad idea.
It's unnecessary.
Warrior's looking like he's going to box. And a boot to the gut is not a boxing move. Frank with a big scoop and slam. Now Frank is saying the Irish Warrior is going to go for a ride.
Okay, the whole
big suplex.
The whole ring just bounced.
Here's the cover. 1, 2, and Irish Warrior kicks out at 2. Frank saying crank it up, going for the big clothesline. Warrior is dazed. He's calling for one more. Frank goes, no border in the pool. Irish Warrior kicks right to the knee of Frank the Crank.
It's an intelligent move. You get him off his, you get Frank off his feet. And, I mean, it's just like with any big man. You get him off his feet, and they're totally lost.
Wait a minute. The Irish Warrior now smells blood in the water. That already heavily wrapped knee thrown into the post by the Irish Warrior. And now this time wraps it right around the ring post. And, well, I don't know why the Irish Warrior is upset at me. And now Miss Lynn is wrenching the knee of Frank the Crank as the Irish Warrior has the referee pinned in the corner. Frank the Crank made a rookie mistake trying to go for one more big move instead of staying on the Irish Warrior, and is paying for it big time. Now big, that was a chop block. I say a club, but it's just a blatant chop block. to the injured knee of Frank the Crank. Now Warrior is going to torture the childhood friend of Ronnie Ribs.
And this isn't a side that we see too much of IW. The Irish Warrior is very aggressive. He's very violent, but he's not always methodical. And that's what happens when you have two men that are as equally matched in size and strength as these two are. You have to be methodical. You don't have to worry about cranking it up for the fans. You have to worry about being methodical and keeping your opponent off his feet.
Irish Warrior still on top of Frank the Crank. Now he's going charge. No water in the pool for the Warrior. Frank the Crank trying to get feeling back in his knee. Charging at the Warrior, going for a big boot. His knee buckles. The Irish Warrior hits a boot of his own. That's got to be it. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Irish Warrior once again with a huge win, an act of aggression, and this time taking it out on the childhood friend of Ronnie Ribs, and the Warrior has something else to say. The Irish Warrior wants Ronnie Ribs and will beat down anybody who stands in his way.
He wants him in the worst way possible, and that's a bad omen for Ronnie Ribs. I know Ronnie Ribs has a lot of courage, and he has a lot of charisma, but when you're facing the Irish Warrior, you need more than that. And I don't know, honestly, with how aggressive and how angry the Irish Warrior is, I don't know how much Ronnie Ribs can pull out in order to compete with him. I tripped over my words. You gonna make more jokes? I tripped over my words a little bit, okay?
I'm not gonna make any jokes. We have another match coming up on the other half of the show.